Good morning again. Just waiting for the sun to come out, so I thought I would go ahead and do a deck that has can only be described as adventures in ordering from Amazon. Because this sure took its time to get here and was ordered several times without success, and then finally it's here. I spent a little time with it, not a great deal of time. This is called it's called the Fountain Tarot. I'm showing the book kind of first because the box is a very pale image. It didn't show up very well as a thumbnail kind of thing. But it's very silvery, very glowy, nice box, kind of a strange 3 kind of deal. You are the voice and the breath of universes. I can agree with that. It has a ribbon. It's nicely done. It looks nice and all that jazz. Magnetic. That's what the back looks like. Fountain Illustrated Deck and Guidebook. The guidebook is not illustrated, I don't think. Awaken the questions. You are the answer. In that case, I didn't need to spend $37 for this, did I? But we'll take a look at it. And let's see, here's the little book, which I'll probably read from the death card, because I like that image. I do. Someone had it on their channel in a big form. That was pretty cool. Nobody here, I think. Yeah. I don't understand, and I don't think it explains it, why it's kind of partially like that at the bottom and top. I'm not sure why, but that's the book. Looks like it's kind of signed. I'm not sure. I don't know. Maybe. It's 104 pages. I'm guessing based on this history of Waite and Young that this is a, kind of it's Rider Waite Smith. Maybe drop the Smith. Just say Waite. And it, references 1909 and the 1930s for Young. And you see that kind of more often than I thought I would, which is a little strange. Like there's, what's that? We're coming up on a 100-year gap more for 1909. That's just odd. There wouldn't be a mention of something in between. There's really been no dramatic tarot-ness in between there. And there's that's what the back of the cards look like. That's the only image in the book. These kinds of images. Well, pictures of the cards a little bit, spreads. But we'll come back and read some of that later. But here are this 3 row. Oh, there's an extra little card, and I'll show the back. Kind of not into the back. I don't know, something about that particular mix of colors. I don't know. And I went to their site. It has some strange images of people doing odd things with scarves. But that's okay. I guess they sell that as well. You may be able to see it, maybe if I put 3 of them together. It is silvery on the edge, gilded. It did come off a little bit at first. I did my, I don't even know how I came up with that stupid test where I put a black light bulb in one of these lamps and then turn the lights off except for the black light, and then flip the edge of all the cards and see what kind of dust comes off. And it does. There's a little bit, but it's kind of stopped, I guess. So that's pretty good. Here's 2 extra cards. I guess we'll have to check why there's something called the fountain card with the infinity symbol. And there's another way to call it that. I just call it the infinity symbol. mathematically speaking. That's a nice card. I like the look of that one. We'll see what it means. There's the Fool. Very icy. In some ways I get more of an ice. Like I could almost call this the Antarctica or Arctic tarot. It has an icy, I would call it very minimal art. Not that that's a bad thing. It kind of matches my lifestyle. Major change a few years back where I became very minimal. Let's see. Let's look at the Hermit. I like the Hermit card. Again, snow, ice. That looks cold, right? Flashlight or lantern shining on something. For some reason this is glowing. That's a nice card. Stars over here. I'll hold it up there. So, well, see, I always get too close and then I forget to pause. There, I think that's better. And then the one I'll read about a little bit, but I'll let you look at it first. Although it's much clearer in her video. It's nobody here, I mean. That's a horse with the spooky eyes. Well, not necessarily spooky, but they're looking right at us, right? So let's read that one. While we're at it, we might look up the Fountain card. The Fountain card. Well, it didn't take long, did it? Page 2, it says. Whoa. I blew right past it. Something about technology connecting us all and how we have access to limitless knowledge. I'm not so sure about that. It has illuminated the interweaving and singular consciousness that sages, witches, and shamans have embodied for thousands of years. The Fountain card is the eternal context beyond human experience in which anything and everything can happen. Okay, that's cool. It's a nice looking card. And then there's spreads and a sample reading even. Let's go to, what did we want to read? We wanted to read the Death card. A Hermit, we won't read that one. Because we want to do, here we go, the Death. I'll hold it up, maybe you can see. Of course I can't read it and hold it like that. A significant end, it says. Death. It's number 13, of course. Should have done this yesterday. The time is finally here. It has been building for a while, but it's really happening. The death of something significant. A spectral, that sounds spooky. A spectral horse appears, staring directly into your eyes. A cold silence descends as you stare back, knowing and accepting the inevitable. Though it seems imperceptible now, like the trees in winter forming this threshold, there will be new life. Things will be lost, sacrificed, and exposed, but you must embrace this purification fully, semicolon, a new future awaits, meaning a foreseen ending. I'll bring in why I'm giggling. An invitation to transform a time for mourning, loss, acceptance as a means to release, embracing the inevitable. Reversal. Paralysis, fear of change, resisting the inevitable, denial, adrift. So again, that's, if you can see that, that's what it says. And this card has come up recently because of a relationship issue. But we're working through it. So that's the trumps, the major arcana. And we'll bring in the first suit, which is the wands, and try to position that in such a way more so to the top so this particular card is readable. change that. And like I said, the art is minimal. I'm not sure for me yet. I'm undecided whether this is a keeper. I like the packaging, I like the minimal, but I'm just not sure. This might be on my deck giveaway whenever that occurs. However that occurs. It could be just as simple as somebody getting very lucky at the Goodwill. Although I'm not sure in this area they would see it as very lucky. But I just brought in the swords. I'm looking to see if anything jumps out at me. And I'm bringing in the cups. Let's see if anything jumps out at me. And double check, double check. You sometimes get things crooked, buddy. I know I do. There we go. That one kind of jumps out because I thought it was eyeballs, but it's not. The colors in the robe here are nice. It's like a robe, but big scarf kind of thing. Hopefully that shows up. It's off-putting for some reason for me. I'm not sure why. What do we have here? We have the coins. Pentacles, usually. Let's take a gander at these, because we always look for that stained glass. That one's nice. 4 of coins. That's a tint. That's one bizarre looking tint. But I like that scene. Let's look what happened to the also nice stained glass. More of a gold and just glass kind of look. I always like the colors of stained glass. I wouldn't say this is very colorful, but there are a few. It's like muted, maybe that's the word for it. So that was my show of the Fountain Tarot. I'll bring this in since that's not very clear. And with that, I will say peace.